Why does your brain wake you up at 3 a.m. just to check your phone? Stick around, the answer isn't what you think. If this blows your mind, hit like, subscribe, and drop your theory in the comments before I explain.
It's 3 a.m. You told yourself you'd go to sleep 2 hours ago. Instead, you're lying in the dark, thumb moving on its own, scrolling through nothing. You don't even know what you're looking for. But the real answer is far stranger than bad habits or too much screen time. Your brain isn't broken. It's ancient, and it's running a program that was never designed for a glowing rectangle at 3 a.m. Think about what checking your phone actually feels like. A small pull, a flicker of maybe someone texted, maybe something happened. That flicker is not new. It's older than agriculture, older than fire, some researchers argue. It's the exact same circuitry your ancestors used to scan the tree line for danger, or for food, or for a rival tribe. Here's the part that changes everything. Your brain doesn't crave information. It craves uncertainty resolution. Every time you unlock your phone, you're not checking for a message. You're checking to see if the uncertainty is over. And the cruel trick is, it almost never fully is. There's always one more scroll, one more maybe. Psychologist B.F. Skinner discovered why this feels so impossible to stop decades before smartphones existed. He ran experiments with pigeons and levers. Some pigeons got food every time they pressed the lever. They pressed it occasionally, when hungry. But the pigeons that got food at random, unpredictable intervals, they pressed the lever obsessively, almost without stopping. Skinner called this variable ratio reinforcement, and it turned out to be the most powerful behavioral pattern he ever documented. Not certainty, uncertainty. That's what hooks a brain. Your phone runs on the exact same schedule. Sometimes a notification is nothing. Sometimes it's something you actually care about. You never know which, so you keep checking. Not because you're weak, because you're a primate with a nervous system built by millions of years of unpredictable environments. And unpredictability is the one thing that nervous system cannot walk away from. But why 3 a.m. specifically? Why does the pull feel strongest exactly when you should be asleep? Anthropologist Carol Worthman spent years studying sleep patterns across pre-industrial societies, from foraging groups in Africa to rural communities with no electric light. What she found broke the modern assumption that humans are supposed to sleep for 8 uninterrupted hours. They're not. For most of human history, sleep was segmented. People woke in the middle of the night, sometimes for an hour or more, and used that time to talk quietly, tend a fire, or simply lie awake in the dark before drifting back off. Historian A. Roger Eckerch found written records of this pattern going back centuries in Europe, referring to a first sleep and second sleep as an unremarkable, expected part of the night. So that 3 a.m. wakefulness, it's not insomnia. It might be your biology doing exactly what it evolved to do. The problem is what you do with that ancient wakefulness now. Your ancestors sat in that quiet gap in low firelight or total darkness, letting their eyes and mind rest even while technically awake. You fill that same gap with a screen radiating blue light directly into your eyes, and an algorithm engineered by teams of behavioral scientists to keep that variable ratio reward running as long as possible. You're not fighting a bad habit. You're fighting a designed system, using hardware that's 100,000 years old. There's another layer to this, and it's about safety. Sleep researcher Matthew Walker has pointed out that deep, uninterrupted sleep requires your nervous system to fully stand down. But standing down is not something evolution rewarded carelessly. An animal that sleeps too deeply, too easily, in an unfamiliar or unsafe environment doesn't survive to pass on its genes. Some part of your brain, even now, treats a fully relaxed, unconscious state as mildly risky. Checking your phone in the dark isn't just a habit. For a sliver of your nervous system, it functions like a watch check, a scan of the environment. Is everything still okay out there? Except out there used to mean a dark forest. Now it means group chats, notifications, and a feed that never ends. Here's where it gets stranger. The light from your phone screen isn't neutral either. Your eyes contain cells that respond specifically to blue wavelengths of light, and those cells feed directly into the part of your brain that regulates your internal clock. clock. For nearly all of human history, blue light at night meant one thing: daytime is starting, or something is on fire. Your body has almost no evolutionary reference point for small blue rectangle held 8 inches from your face at 3 a.m. So when you check your phone, you're not just distracting your mind, you're sending your hormonal system a signal that morning might be arriving, suppressing the melatonin that was supposed to be easing you back towards sleep.